Today I'm going to share with you guys my truth and my story of almost going to foreign prison. It was a very scary experience and I'm just glad that everything's okay and I can make this video and, you know, somewhat smile about it now. So let's get started. If you guys didn't know, I decided to leave LA since I was in between apartment leases and travel for a while because YOLO and I love traveling. I figured I would cut the expense of rent and just travel for a few months. And one of the places that I decided to come visit is Mauritius. My friend and I got an Airbnb and we decided we would live on this beautiful tropical paradise of an island in the Indian Ocean for 1 month. We both love traveling, we love content, we love the ocean. Who doesn't love paradise? So Mauritius just seemed amazing. It's also been on my list of places to visit for a few years, actually more than a few years now. I first heard about it in 2021. So I decided, you know, I'm leaving my apartment, I'm gonna be traveling. Now's the perfect time to visit Mauritius, and why not stay for a whole month? Because it's literally paradise and I love paradise and the ocean is one of my favorite things on this planet. It just seemed like the perfect, most amazing situation, scenario that I could be in, you know, and I have a friend that's down to come with me and split a place for a month. I'm not gonna be alone. It can't get much better, honestly. We flew to Dubai from Barcelona, stayed a few days in Dubai, and then flew business class Emirates to Mauritius, and it was just, you know, the dream. I've never flown business class on Emirates, which is an amazing airline. They had an entire bar on the plane for business class, so we spent literally most of the flight at the bar just having fun, talking to the flight attendants, getting every drink you could imagine. It's all free. It was just everything. When are you going to be at a bar on a plane? You know what I'm saying? We, you know, had one too many drinks, guys. We really didn't even sleep because we were having so much fun that we didn't even want to sleep, even though it was a red eye. By the time we were gonna sleep, it was time for breakfast, and then you have breakfast and then you land. So you could say that by the time I'm getting off the plane, I was a little groggy, a little tired, not hungover at all, but maybe, you know, there was still some alcohol in my system, I would say. So I was just like not 150% there. When I'm getting all my stuff from my big business class seat, I'm realizing that I don't have my passport and I'm kind of freaking out. And I'm like, wait, where's my passport? Like, I have my passport. I needed it at the gate to get on the plane. I definitely had it. Everyone gets off business class. My friend waits for me because I'm frantic now looking for my passport. And I remember that there was these two guys behind us that were kind of making fun of us and mocking us because my friend and I were having so much fun. We were taking photos with flash. They started to make like fans only jokes. It was really weird. And then they were talking about gay people, and I just knew that they were like antagonizing and making fun of us. So I was like, oh my gosh, did these guys take my passport? Because when we were at the bar, they started taking photos of my friend discreetly and they thought that we weren't noticing. So I decided to, you know, defend us, and I took my phone and went like this and pretended that I was taking photos of them, but I did not take photos. I didn't want photos of that like ugly, but I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing to you since you think that you can just take photos of us like sitting here. And as soon as I put my phone and made it super obvious that I was pretending to take a photo, he quickly moved his phone and realized that we realized what he was doing. So I was like, oh my god, did he take my passport? Like, we were at the bar for basically the entire flight. Maybe they got mad and they took the passport to like mess with me and ruin my life. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. But then I ended up finding it under the seat, guys. It literally fell in between the seat, and the flight attendant came over to like help me open the seat, but thankfully I have like thin arms. I was able to grab it, but I was like, oh my gosh, thank god. I was like freaking out. I'm half tired. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I lost my passport, I would literally, I don't know what I would do. I'm on this tiny island now. Point is that they didn't take the passport, but if they did, that'd be really evil. But thankfully they weren't. They were just mean in other ways. But anyways, we got off the plane, we're in the customs line, and they have a QR code entry form that you have to fill out to get into the country. So we fill out the form, we're ready to get to the counter. We're like so tired, but excited at the same time. And we get to the counter, guys. You know, the guy's asking, you know, how long are you staying? I say a month. He goes, where are you staying? I say an Airbnb. He goes, do you have a flight to leave? I say, no, not yet. You know, we're traveling for a while, but we're gonna book one. He goes, well, you can't come into the country if you don't have a flight to leave. I was like, oh, really? Like, I didn't know. Since we're traveling for months, like, we just haven't booked it yet. We don't know where we're going yet. And he goes, well, you know, you can't leave like your country without knowing when you're coming. And I was like, oh, well, like, you know, we just don't know yet, but we are gonna leave. And then he tells us, well, you need to book a flight to leave, go sit down, you have 5 minutes. And he was not nice about it whatsoever. Like I said, I was half asleep, I'm like freaking out, I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't even know where we're going in a month, we haven't even stepped foot here, flights are so expensive, I was not prepared for this. But I have to be honest, guys, when I was doing my research on if we needed a visa to come into Mauritius, I did see that you needed a return flight, but in my head, I kind of just assumed everything would be fine because I've been to about 20 countries and I didn't remember ever being asked if I had a return flight. And I was just like, you know, people backpack all the time, people travel Europe and just go like day by day, so we should be fine, you know, we're American tourists. Like, I was honestly maybe a little entitled in that way of thinking. I just kind of pretended I didn't know. I thought maybe they would be nice and they would trust that we were gonna leave. I mean, we're not trying to move here, you know, like it's beautiful, but we are just, you know, staying for a month. We go sit off to the side, we're kind of like freaking out, we're like, oh my god, what do we do? Where do we book a flight to? We just hadn't planned this far yet into the trip. And I'm just sitting there thinking what to do. I am thinking, okay, maybe we should go to Madagascar. I've always wanted to visit. It's really close by. It's also not an expensive flight. From Madagascar, maybe we can go to Cape Town. And then 2 other custom employees come up to us and they ask, you know, what happened? And I tell them, oh, well, he said that we need a flight to go home. And he tells us, well, why don't you just book a flight to a nearby island? And I'm like, well, will that work? Because he kind of said that we need a flight to go home. He made it clear that you shouldn't leave your country without knowing when you're going home. And he goes, no, like you should be fine. Just book a flight to a nearby island, like you'll be fine. So I'm like, okay, honestly, that's perfect. Let's just book a flight to Madagascar. It's not that expensive. And you know, I did want to visit, it's nearby and it's a bigger place than where we're at now. So it'll be a good hub to get to a next bigger city. So my friend and I booked the same flight to Madagascar. It was like $300 something. Thankfully, I had American Express points, so I didn't pay anything for it. And I book it. He comes over and he's like, all right, did you guys book a flight? And I'm like, yes. He goes, where to? And I say, to Madagascar. He's like, what? I told you to book a flight home. And I'm like, but the other guy said that we can just book a flight to a nearby island, like we're still leaving. He goes, no, I told you that you need a flight to go home. Why are you listening to him? I'm the officer. I told you that you need a flight to go home. And I'm like, well, when people backpack, they don't know like when they're going home. They just kind of take it day by day. He goes, no, you don't travel like that. When you travel, you plan and you know when you're going home. And I'm like freaking out, guys. I'm like literally shaking. He literally told me, stop talking, no, you need a flight to go home. And by then my friend was like, stop talking, and I just stopped and I was like, okay, we'll book a flight to go home. I was so scared that we were not going to get into the country and we were going to have to fly somewhere else. We already paid for our Airbnb for a whole month. It was not cheap, and there's no refunds on the Airbnb, you know what I'm saying? And there's no refunds on the flight that we just took to Mauritius. My friend and I just booked separate flights to go back. Thankfully, I booked it through the Amex portal where you have 24 hours to cancel. Considering we didn't have enough time to plan where we were going, it wasn't the biggest deal because we were able to book the flight to go back home. It was like $1,000 something. We go up to the counter and he's like, did you book flights to America? And we're like, yes, we did. And he sees my flight on my phone. He sees my friend's flight and he stamps our passport and we go on. And now we're just so relieved and we think everything's okay. Keyword, we think. We go through another checkpoint where they check our form that we filled out. Everything's fine there. And now we are on the way to baggage claim to get our bags. And that's when things take a turn for the worst. Like, I thought that was the worst. No, guys, it gets so much worse. By now, everyone's gone through customs. There's literally no one at baggage claim. Every conveyor belt thing has stopped rolling. All we see is our luggages by themselves. They're standing with some men. They give us our bags and then we're on the way to, like, I don't even know, another like checkpoint, and they look at our, I don't even know, our passport, and they look at our bags and they decide, oh, we need to search your bags. And we're just kind of like, wait, what? Like, why? And I'm like, my heart just sinks, guys. I'm like, oh my god, why do they want to check our bags? Like, what is going on? This is so scary. I've traveled so much. I've been, like I said, this is my 20th country. This has never happened. I used to watch this show Locked Up Abroad where people would get like caught for smuggling, and this is all I could think of. I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm on the show Locked Up Abroad, and I don't know why I'm such a paranoid person. I'm like, are we going to jail? Like, I'm gay. I don't know why I get so paranoid. I'm like, oh my god, like they're gonna like plant something on us. Now I just feel like they have it out for us. Like, I don't know why. I'm like, they just don't like us. Like, they don't want us to be in this country. Like, this is so weird. So basically they take our bags and we follow them into this little doorway, into this narrow hallway, through the narrow hallway into a room that is a small room with like 3 desks, and there's like 5 people in there, and there's a big metal table against one of the walls, and they pop our luggages on there and they start opening, and they're just like, we're gonna go through your luggages and make sure that, you know, there's nothing in them. And we're like, okay, like that's fine. I have so much anxiety that I like have to use the bathroom. I don't want to tell them I have to use the bathroom. They're gonna be like, why are you nervous? I literally just start praying to God internally, and I'm like, dear Lord, can we just get through this and get to the Airbnb? Because we are good people. We're here to just vacation and honestly like promote the island, if anything. Most Americans don't even know about Mauritius, and we're just here to just enjoy it, contribute to the economy here, potentially inspire maybe people to vacation here. I just was praying, and I was just like, can we just please get through this and get to the Airbnb? We barely slept. We drank, we're tired, we're like groggy, like why is this happening? We also have so much luggage because we're traveling for so long. So my friend and I both have trunk luggages, which are like the largest kind, and then we both have carry-ons, and then we both have like smaller carry-ons, like backpacks and like totes. So we just had so many bags, and basically they just go through our bags, guys, and go through every single thing in the bag that you could think of, like from toiletry bags to like electronic bags, makeup bags, everything. They're just asking us like, why are you guys here? We're like, oh, we just like are here for a month to like vacation. Like, we work from home, we do social media. My friend's telling them like, oh, he does YouTube. We're just like gonna vlog and like take pictures. Heard about it. It's like a beautiful island, so we wanted to come. They're like, oh, have you been here before? We're like, no. They're like, oh, well, this won't be your last time. And I'm like, I don't know, this might be my last time. But you know, they were honestly a lot more friendly than the customs like passport guy, so that made it a lot more of a better situation. We were trying to just like be friendly, but also not be like crazy nervous, even though we were crazy nervous, because we didn't want to like make them feel like we're actually hiding something, even though we're not. And then they start filling out forms, and we're like, oh my God, why are they filling out forms? They're asking us for like our address in America, all this different stuff, and we have to go over to the desk and sign paperwork. And basically they start asking about everything in the bag. Like, for instance, I had creatine for like workout supplements, or like, what is this? They start shaking it. They asked like my friend about her medications. They just literally opened everything. They didn't test anything, which was kind of surprising, because I was like, if you guys really think we're like out here to like smuggle, like shouldn't you be testing my creatine to make sure it's creatine, or my powder protein to make sure it's actually protein? Maybe they just used their intuition and could tell that we were genuinely serious about being influencers and just wanted to like actually vacation for a month. They ask exactly our Airbnb address. I pull up my phone to just be like super helpful and like show them the exact booking and everything. And basically they said it was just to, you know, say that we didn't have anything and just confirm that they searched us and detained us and that everything was fine. So we walk over and fill out the paperwork. They even like went through the internal part of the luggage, like to see if there was anything in like the inner parts, you know, and of course there wasn't. So we filled out the paperwork, confirmed there was nothing. They searched us, everything's fine, we leave. And my friend and I are just still so scared and so paranoid, and we're just like so in shock that it even happened. And we find a taxi, we get to our Airbnb, and I just still had all this anxiety about like, oh my God, are they gonna come to our Airbnb now? Are they gonna know that we're gonna cancel the flights? Because we honestly did cancel the flights because we weren't ready to go back to America after, you know, the month. We still want to take advantage of being across the world and see some other places while we can, especially because I don't even have an apartment right now. Like, I'm just not ready to go back. It's also summer, the beginning of summer, so I still want to travel. And that pretty much concludes the story of being searched and detained in the country of Mauritius for smuggling. We're not smugglers, we're just avid travelers. And I, you know, was kind of annoyed and really just like turned off from this whole situation. But then I really sat back and thought about it, and I'm like, you know what, we're on a very small island that, you know, doesn't get like a crazy amount of tourism. It honestly makes sense that they maybe want to search us. We're young, maybe we're not the typical, you know, Mauritius tourists, so we stood out. And maybe being that we're staying for a month also stood out to them. So I was like, you know, they were just doing their job and they have to preserve this like small natural island. I would totally come back now that I've been here for 2 weeks. I actually love it, and the people are nice, and I just love like this small island culture. It's very just like peaceful, and I just love it. And that's life, you know. I'm just thankful that everything was okay, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I love you so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my other videos. I'm vlogging and stuff, so make sure to go to my channel and check out my other videos. And yeah, I love you.